Hi Gemini, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. And Gemini, I want to start off by saying thank you if you've subscribed to my channel. This channel is 9 months old and we're fairly young and we've reached a significant milestone. So we reached 1,000 subscribers. Pretty excited. So what I'm going to do for the month, this month, September, is in this reading, I'm going to be offering you a free reading, and it's a contest. So I'm offering 5 readings in total, and you have a chance to win a free reading with me. And somewhere in this reading, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to tell you all about the contest and how you can enter it. And yeah, so good luck if you decide to enter it. So we're going to start off by doing a general mid-month reading for you. And I'm going to be using the Tarot Grand Luxe and the Rider-Waite deck. And I'm going to look at, first of all, what pattern, situation, issue is showing up for you, Gemini, this month that needs healing. It could be like a struggle or a decision that you have to make. And after we've established what that is, I want to look at what's coming up from your shadow for healing that is impacting or driving this situation that's going on with you right now. And so we're going to be doing some shadow work. And if you're unfamiliar with those two terms, shadow and shadow work, I've left a really good video in the description box below. And this video is called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. All about facing your own shadow. And it's one that I put together myself on my other channel called Carol Cares. And it's what I do. I've been in my own intensive healing journey for the last 7.5 years with a trauma life coach. So a lot of it in there is what I've learned along the way. And then in the last part, I'm going to be asking the tarot for some guidance as to how you can start to heal this. And oftentimes when we're on this journey, we just don't know where to begin, especially, if we're not in therapy and we're not working with someone, and we can feel quite confused at times. And the tarot's not going to give you some miracle solution that's going to happen just like this, but it's going to be a step in the right direction for you. And then I'll also recommend another playlist or a video from my Carol Cares channel, and it'll be videos that are really geared towards what you need to work on to heal this that's coming up from your shadow. And yeah, and then I'll also offer you the September 2024 reading I did for you as well at the beginning of the month. So let's begin by asking the tarot for what situation, pattern, or issue that you're dealing with, Gemini, right now. So one card for that, please. Well, you have the 7 of Coins that's come up. 7 of Pentacles has come up for you. What's coming up from your shadow? That one wanted to come out for sure. It's the 3 of Wands. And finally, what's coming up for what kind of... That's a little bit of a change to come up that quickly. The Empress card in reverse here. That's your card for guidance. I can tell you by these 3 cards what this is going to be about. And it doesn't always happen that way, but I'm looking at these cards going, okay, I know your story. I don't have to clarify these cards right now, but I will. So let's go to the Rider-Waite to clarify these. And honestly, I've never said that before. It doesn't usually come up that easily that it's like boom, 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 I can see it, but that's okay. It's good. All right, clarification now for these 7 of Coins. And I think I do need a little bit more information for sure on that one. 2 to 3 more cards for the 7 of Pentacles here. Okay. Sometimes it wants to come out and I don't let it, and it just, your 2 of Cups, it's crumpled in half right now. A couple more cards, please, for that. All right, here we go. 2 more cards for that. All right, so I got this one. as well. So I'll keep this here at the end. All right, so you have the Five of Wands in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, and the King of Swords wanted to come out as well. Clarifiers for the Three of Wands, please. Two to three cards for this. I have two cards there. And two more cards here. All right, so I have the Six of Cups in reverse. The Six of Pentacles, got two sixes here. Page of Swords in reverse. And you have the Temperance card in reverse. That's all sitting in your shadow, in your unconscious, and that's what's driving or impacting the situation that you're sitting in right now. All right, so the Empress right here. Let's have some clarification on that. She's in reverse here. Guidance from the tarot, a few cards for that. And try to get one more card here. There we go. Okay, so you have the Seven of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And you have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so you can see here you've got the Seven and the Eight of Pentacles right on top of each other here. So, here we go. This is a reading for you. Let's start off with what situation you're in right now. Well, you're starting with the Seven of Pentacles right here. You have this individual that has spent a significant, and this is in reverse, but in an upright position, this individual, this woman here, has spent a significant amount of time. She spent most of her life picking pentacles off the trees. And this is what she's done for a living. And look at her face. She does it with joy. She does it with joy. Now, in the Rider-Waite deck, it really has, it has an individual that's sitting here that normally does not have that expression on their face. So it really is a card of someone that has spent a significant amount of time doing something. And, you know, I'm wondering if for her, it's just kind of a fake joy that she's kind of, and that's what I'm hearing here, is that, you know, this is something you've been doing all your life, and you've put on this happy face as if you've enjoyed picking pentacles off this tree all of your life. But it's in reverse here. And this individual, you know, before we get to the in reverse, she's wondering, is this everything? Is this what I'm meant to do all my life? Is this everything? And there's a real resistance here on your part to dealing with this. Like, I think you've been feeling you're kind of tired of putting on this happy face every single day and going to do this job or going to commit your time to whatever this is in your life. You know, it could be, you know, this is about the workspace. This could be your health. But it's just like you've put this smile on, but you've been dealing with this all your life, and there's a resistance to dealing with it, and it's coming up for you again to deal with. So let's get some clarification on this Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Here you have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups, it's, you know, the two, it's at the beginning of the cups. So it's the beginning of a relationship. It's the beginning of a very, you know, significant, vulnerable, healing relationship, because you have this caduceus here on top. But it's not a relationship with someone else. It's the relationship you have with yourself. It's the masculine side of you and it's the feminine side of you. This whole journey of the Fool is to join those two sides of you, the masculine and the feminine that everyone has. And it'll come into play here in this reading for sure. And so here's the beginning here of getting to know the feminine side of you, because we pretty much live in our heads, which is the masculine side of us. But this is also a journey about getting to know that feminine aspect of you that's going to come out in this reading for sure. And so your next card is this Five of Wands in reverse. And the Five of Wands talks about, it's a 5, so it's a conflict card, but it also brings about change. And it's the Wands. So I call this the battle of the egos, where you have these individuals that have these batons and they're comparing themselves to, you know, I have the bigger baton, my baton can do better than yours, go up higher than yours, go farther than yours. So it really is a card of shame, and it's a card of unworthiness, and it's in reverse here. And so I'm seeing here that you have some unworthiness that you are having to deal with. And I think that's why there's this Two of Cups that's coming out here, because in order to deal with this unworthiness that you've kind of tucked away, and it has to do with this Seven of Pentacles here, this, you know, thinking, is this everything? And maybe you're kind of thinking there's something else you want to do, or you're, you know, but you're feeling quite unworthy. And there's some emotions here, some unworthiness, some shame that for sure is tucked away here that you're not really willing to look at, right? That's the feminine aspect of yourself, to start to feel some of your emotions. And that means getting back into our body. And the Chariot card comes in, and the 7 is always a number of self introspection, going inwards. And so the Chariot card, you'll hear often by other tarot readers, talks about movement. They always say there's movement taking place, and yes, movement is definitely a thing here. It's blocked because it's in reverse, but in an upright position, I want you to look at this closely. You have this individual that the charioteer, who has become he's stone. He's become part of his chariot, right? He's his will. His will is so strong. He's been guiding these two sphinxes with his mind, with his controlling mind. He doesn't even have to have reins on them. He's controlling them. But at any time, these sphinxes can decide to go into a different direction. I mean, they're not even pointed forward here. They're not even pointed forward. They have a mind of their own. But this individual, this charioteer, has controlled them with his mind the whole time. And this is in reverse here, because there is very much a part of you that has not realized and is blocked, that you've been controlling this situation that you're in here with the shame wanting to come up, wanting to deal with it. You've been trying to control it this whole time with your mind and in your mind. But this Two of Cups is saying, listen, there's another side of you. You are not just your mind. You have this other side of you. This is the feminine side of you, with the emotions, with the intuition, with stillness, with creativity, with your body, right? This is your mind, controlling things with your mind. And the universe here is wanting you, tarot's wanting you to say, yeah, you've been controlling everything with your mind, and maybe it's starting, and maybe that's why it's in reverse here. And maybe it's like, maybe it's not working anymore for you. Like, you can only use your mind for so long and for so much. And then I think it starts to give way on you. And here's the King of Swords right behind it. This is your masculine energy. This is the king. The kings in my deck are the masculine energy. They are our ego self. This ego self of yours, that's not your mind. We'd like to think it's our mind, but the ego is not what's in control. It's your adult self, your true self that's in control. The ego self here wants you to believe. It's got the sword here of authenticity. It wants you to believe that this is who you are. And I think that's why I was right when I talked about this woman at the beginning here who has putting on this happy face, because this ego self is all about status quo. It's all about how we show up in society. It's all about putting on that mask, that happy face, and how we show up every single day. And maybe you have shown up with your happy face every single damn day, but you get kind of tired of doing that every single day. And that is going to weigh you down big time, because you can't keep that, like I said, you can only use that control, that mind for so long, and that happy face, and pretend that you're happy. The amount of energy, I wouldn't be surprised if you're one of those people that are just exhausted at the end of the day. The amount of energy that goes into putting on that happy face every day to cover up this shame that's sitting right in the middle of your first row. The shame of who you really are, but you're putting on this face to tell everybody, this is really who I am, look at me. But you've got this shame here just brewing, coming up again. But your ego self is going, no. We're not getting back to who you really are. This is who you really are, right? But it's not. The controller wants you to, I call it the controller. The ego self wants you to keep this all under wraps and keep that mask on. Don't take it off. And so I am, without even looking at what's in this middle row, your shadow, I want an answer to where the shame is coming from, and it might even explain why you've been taught to hide the shame. What's happened. So let's look at your child. This is about your shadow is what's living in your unconscious. It's about your childhood. It's about your adolescence, and all those things we've put away about ourselves because people told us to put them away, because people told us that we weren't allowed to take them out anymore. Maybe you tried to take it out, and you were shamed. You were shamed into believing that you're not good enough when our caretakers start to tell us don't do that, or you're not allowed to do that, or you become someone else, right? You put on this happy face. And so Three of Wands comes here, and this is the first card in your shadow. It is the three of wanting to take your life in a certain direction. That's what the wands are about. The wands is a very creative energy. It's the card that it's the suit that will take us in the direction of our true purpose, of what we were meant to be, who we were meant to be, our authentic self, our real self, not the one that we hide behind with this smiley face here. This is what's sitting in your shadow. There's like a new direction for you. It's your true purpose. We often think that our shadow has all these ugly things that we repressed about ourselves that we've put away. Yes, it has all these things that we've been told that are ugly about ourselves, or these big emotions that we weren't allowed to use or show, these parts of us that we weren't allowed to come out and show, right? Which could be very good qualities, but people got threatened by them when we were younger, and so we put them away and we got shamed, saying, no, don't take those out again. But here's a card in your shadow that has your true purpose, your direction. We also have in our shadow things we were meant to do. For example, let's say when you were younger, you were very, very flamboyant and very vocal and had these beautiful leadership qualities about yourself, and they came out. Well, people got threatened and said, you're not allowed to be like that. You're not allowed to be, this really confident and independent and someone that shows these leadership qualities. No, put those away. And so we put this happy face on, but underneath that, we've been shamed and we're hiding that. And so it's coming up again. And so this is about your direction here, where you were meant to go. And you have this, you have 2 6s now coming up. And 6s in my deck are a card that has a duality to them. So on one hand, you look on it and you look at it and it's going to be one thing, but there's something hidden underneath. Just my 6s. So in this card, the 6s in an upright position, this is 2 children exchanging a cup. And so it's, one individual's giving and the other one is receiving. So this is the duality of giving and receiving. This is an inner child card. You have an inner child here that is blocked. It's in reverse. And you have and whenever there's an inner child card, it needs healing. It needs healing. And so there's this whole thing about giving and receiving, and what you feel like you are worth is what you're going to receive, right? And because you have this card of, like I said, this shame right here. And so if your self-worth, if you were born to, if you were raised where you weren't recognized, you weren't appreciated, well, oftentimes people that come into our space are going to continue to show us that, that we're not appreciated or that we're not worthy. And so you've got this inner child that needs healing. And I'm going to say right now, before I go on to this next card, the 6 of Pentacles, you have a page here coming up, right after the 6 of Pentacles. And it's another inner child card. So you have 2 inner children here. And I'm going to say what's in between them. You have 2 inner children. You have the 6 of Cups, and then you have the Page of Swords in reverse. 2 inner children, and I'll talk about the pages in a minute, that are surrounding this 6 of Pentacles card. They need healing. And the 6 of Pentacles is another card here that talks about you had the giving and receiving. Here's another card, except it's a pentacle this time. This is the giving and receiving. This is the 6 I told you about. In an upright position, you have an individual who's giving, and you have beggars that are receiving. So they will ask for what they think their worth is. I think I'm worth 3 coins. He will weigh out 3 coins and give it to them. Well, I think I'm worth 6 coins. This individual will weigh out 6 coins and give it to them, because that's what they think they're worth, 6 coins and 3 coins. And so whatever you think you're worth is what you're going to get in life. And so this is a card, again, of self-worth and shame. Whatever you think you're worth is what you're going to get. And so you have these 2, like I said, 2 inner children that need healing, that need to heal this shame. And it's right here. No surprise that you've got, I'm going to tell you right now, these 3 cards right here. You have the 5 of Wands, which speaks about your self-worth, shame, Six of Pentacles talks about your self-worth, shame. And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles, and I haven't talked about this. This is doing the job that you want to do. This is doing your purposeful job that you want to do right here. Amazing. Amazing how these cards are laid out for you right now. So let's talk about the Page of Swords. And we talked already, that was our inner children. All my pages in my deck are inner children. And they all need healing when they come up. And this particular page, who's blocked, holds the sword. So what is the sword? Well, the sword talks about your mental belief systems and who you are and what people told you about yourself. And the sword holds your truth, your authenticity, and who you are. And here is a child in your unconscious, in your shadow, that knew who you were, knew what you were supposed to be, knew who your authentic self was, but you were shamed. And so it needs healing. What would a child feel like that knew who they were, knew what direction they were supposed to be, knew their authentic self? Because at 4, 5, 6 years old, that's the age of the page, you know who you are. I mean, you might have expressed it and it was shut down, but you know who you were at that age. And but you were shamed when you were younger and someone else told you something different. And that's why you put this happy face on. And here's the Temperance card as a last card that comes out. A last card that comes out for your shadow. So let's look at the Temperance card that's in reverse. The Temperance card speaks about middle ground. And it speaks about your emotions, because you have water in here. And so it speaks about just dipping your toe into the water and keeping one foot on the ground to remain grounded. And it's about feeling your emotions. And I want to say that when you were younger, you dipped into that. You showed your emotions a little bit, right? You dipped into it. You felt your emotions when you were younger. You tried to show and feel and show and tell people what you felt. You got shut down. You got shut down. And so when we're younger, when we show our emotions like anger or when we cry, we get shut down. And you tried to do it, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. People shamed you. People told you weren't allowed to feel. And so you put this happy face on that we talked about, and you figured that's the way, this was it. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's just how it is. And this is you right now living your life with this happy face. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's supposed to be. And you don't rock the boat. You've tried. And you know what happened when you tried. You got shut down. And this is a general reading, so only you know. But so it's almost like, I've learned my lesson. I don't open up that can of worms again. Maybe I'm this real big people pleaser here. I go around and I serve everybody else around me, make sure everybody else is happy. To hold that fort down, right? To keep everything under control. But the authentic you is sitting right here. You have these younger parts of you that need healing because they know who you are. So, what advice does the tarot have for you right now to begin to heal these two children of yours, your authentic self that was shut down when you tried to show your big emotions? Those are big emotions. You tried to stand up for yourself, right? And you were told, no, you don't matter. You be quiet. You put those emotions away. You hide them. Those aren't good emotions to have. You put those away. Put on a smiley face instead. All right, this is the time that I'm going to talk about how you can enter the contest to win a free reading from me. So, first of all, when you clicked on the thumbnail, there is a picture on the front of it. And if you look at that picture, there is a restaurant on the picture, if you look closely, and the name is there. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at that restaurant. It's, I'm going to give you a clue. It's from a popular destination in Canada. And the restaurant itself is quite popular in that area. And so what I want you to do is I want you to email yellowcardinaltarot@gmail.com, and it's written on the screen. And I want you to tell me what food item this popular restaurant in a touristy area in Canada is best known for. And the food item itself is 2 words. And there's another small little clue on the picture itself. If you'll see it if you look closely. So you're going to have to go back to the thumbnail that you clicked on and get a close look at it. For some of you that have been to this area, or for some of you, I know I have people out there that are actually subscribers that live in this area, believe it or not. So yeah, and that'll be your chance to win. And once you email me, I'll pick the first 5 people and I will email you back and to let you know what you need to do from there. Good luck. Here is the big card for the guidance from the tarot. It's the Empress card. She's beautiful. She is the feminine side to us. We talked about the King over here, which is the masculine side of us, which is the part that really lives in our head, our ego self. And then you've got the Empress, which is the body. Here she is. Here she is. And we can see her body, beautiful body. She represents everything to do with emotions. And our body holds all of our emotions. Our beautiful body holds all of our emotions. And that's why so many things can go wrong with our body, because we don't feel those emotions that we've pushed down. And maybe you have health issues right now. Because if you don't feel, if you spend your life with that mask, that people-pleasing mask on, and showing like everything's just fine, your body is screaming at you, and it will continue to scream at you to pay attention to it, to get back into your body. And this is what the Empress card is saying. The universe wants you, Gemini, to discover your body again, to get back into it. What does that mean? Well, it means to do some grounding, to get your foot back, literally, put your feet, your bare feet on the ground, hug the trees, get in touch with them. I'm going to leave you a grounding video, I think, a playlist in the end. But you need to learn how to ground your mind and to ground back into that body, to get out of your head, because there's some inner children that are sitting there with in your body, big emotions that they couldn't feel. One of them being shame of who you are. You have buried who you are because you've been shamed. And but this Empress wants you to get back into. She's the feminine aspect of ourself. She is the feminine energy in the major arcana. She's half of it. The other one is our intuition, which is number 2, the High Priestess. But the Empress does everything with her body. She lives from her emotions. She makes all decisions from her emotions. And the universe wants you to take that feminine aspect on now, to discover what that side of you is. Remember at the beginning we talked about the 2 sides that you had, and I told you you were not just your masculine side. You remember I did that? And I didn't even know what was coming here. Well, here's the other side. These 2 sides right here, this masculine side And this feminine side, here they are right here. These two cups. But it's time that you discover who the feminine side is of you. You have all these, the Seven of Cups comes up next. And this is in reverse here. And I think there's, it's in reverse because you're not aware of it. And so what is this? What is the Seven of Cups? Well, you look at this individual who's very, very distracted, has all these cups on offer here with these weird looking things coming out of it. And I mean, there's so much of it. He's so distracted. He can't figure out, you know, which one to pick and which one to choose and what way to go. And I often look at this card as these clouds here. It's very cloudy. Things are very cloudy for you. And when you live in your head all the time, things get really cloudy because you're dissociated. And, you know, maybe you're going to click off right now, but this is what happens. A lot of us, most of us walk around pretty much dissociated. We're in our heads because we don't go in our bodies and feel our real self. If you've spent your entire life with this mask on, you're dissociated because the real self is right here. It's cloudy. It's all cloudy. You're dissociated here, and it's in reverse because we talked about that. So you need to realize that, you know, you got to get out of your head. You got to get back in your body so that you can ground. When you get back into your body, that's when you become, oh, whoa, this is what I've been running from. All these big emotions, one being shame. And your Eight of Pentacles comes up, and we talked about this one as being, you know, underneath your unworthiness card, your shame card. And you thinking at the beginning your Seven of Pentacles is the first card you got, thinking that this is everything, that this is it, and you've been doing maybe a job forever, you've been doing something forever, and you're thinking you've kind of like, this is it, and you put your smiley face on. Well, the universe wants you to know it's blocked right now. But in an upright position, it's like, this is the job for you. You know, this is like this Eight of Pentacles has this individual working away at a job that they enjoy. He's been doing this for a long time. It's his true purpose. It's really what he wants to do. It's in reverse here. So it's time here. There's something here that you really want to do. But it's been, like I said, you've been living in the clouds. It's covered up here. And you've put the smiley face on thinking this is what you were meant to do, but it wasn't. There's something here that you're meant to do, and the universe wants to give that to you, wants you to get there. And the last card is the Seven of Wands. Here's an individual here. And you know, this is quite interesting because I talked about, I believe it was in this one, where, you know, there's a job sometimes we take in our family and we just were kind of handed down this job and we can't see a way out here. But here's the Seven of Wands. Here's this individual that's gone on, that's decided, you know what? I'm going to go alone. I'm going to go alone here. But when you decide to go alone, you got all these people coming at you with the wands. They're feeling threatened. They're going to try to take you down. They're not going to support you. They're not going to validate you. This reminds me of myself on my own journey when I decided to heal and when I decided to come out of my own family of origin and say, listen, this is what I'm doing. I have some trauma to heal. Well, guess what? They didn't like it. They all tried to take me down, all of them. And so I went no contact with my family of origin. I had no choice. This journey that you take, that the universe is asking you to take here, you know, to go out and find out what your true purpose is and who you really are, who your authentic self is, because your ego self has been telling you that you're someone else when you're not. It really is a journey that you take alone, and it's a journey that people are not going to support and not going to validate you. You will always find that. And sometimes we need to walk away. Sometimes there are people we're going to lose on this journey. I was told that when I started it. So there really is a call here for you to take your life into that direction you want to go into. But there's some healing that needs to be done. And we're going to start off with, I'm going to leave you 2 playlists at the end. I did say I would leave you with the September 2024 reading, but I think in your case, I'm going to leave you with videos on how to ground yourself so you can get back into your body. And I take you into my backyard and I help you ground. And I'm also going to give you a playlist on shame, so that you can understand what that is. So shame and grounding. And Gemini, I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is a very difficult and painful journey. And but it's the most important journey of your life. So I will see you in October. Take care. Bye.